How's it going, everybody? The PlayStation mid-year deal sale is running from now until July 1st, and there's a ton of absolute bangers on sale for up to 90% off. Every day I put together lists of the top games you can get at a deep discount, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss tomorrow's video. Alright, with that out of the way, that's enough yapping from me, so let's get straight into it. For $32, 20% off, Reanimal is a co-op horror adventure from Tarsier Studios, the original creators of Little Nightmares, and their darkest work yet. Play as a brother and sister exploring a hellish island, rescuing missing friends while uncovering a dark secret with nonlinear exploration, striking visuals, and bombastic set pieces. Fully playable in single-player and online co-op with a friend's pass so one owner can share the full game for free. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $30, 25% off, Arc Raiders is a tactical cooperative action game where players scavenge, craft, and fight to survive in a post-apocalyptic world split between the dangerous surface ruled by lethal arc machines and the underground society of Speranza. Explore dynamic maps, complete quests for traders, and adapt to evolving environments and enemies while shaping your raider through a branching skill tree emphasizing survival, mobility, or conditioning. It's an 87 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 120 hours to platinum. For $15, 70% off, Resident Evil 4 Gold Edition is a survival horror action adventure where Agent Leon S. Kennedy is sent to a remote European village to rescue the president's kidnapped daughter, uncovering a terrifying mystery at every turn. Experience modernized gameplay, a reimagined storyline, and detailed graphics as you battle infected villagers, solve puzzles, and navigate intense environments that demand strategy and careful resource management. It's a 92 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $15, 70% off, Resident Evil Village Gold Edition is a survival horror masterpiece where you play as Ethan Winters, navigating a terrifying village filled with twisted horrors and mysterious allies while uncovering dark secrets that threaten your family. With the main game, Winter's expansion, Trauma Pack, VR mode, and Village of Shadows unlock, it delivers a chilling, action-packed horror experience full of suspense and unforgettable moments. It's an 84 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $29, 58% off, Returnal is a roguelike third-person shooter that puts you in the role of Celine, a space explorer crash landing on the ever-shifting alien planet Atropos, where death means restarting your journey with new challenges. Adapt to constantly changing environments, scavenge alien technology to upgrade abilities, and engage in intense bullet hell combat while uncovering the story of Celine and her connection to the planet. It's an 86 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $15, 25% off, Planet of Lana 2 is a stunning hand-painted cinematic puzzle platformer where Lana and companion Mui journey across frozen peaks, deep oceans, and forgotten ruins as new technology stirs greed and threatens their world. With no spoken dialogue, the story unfolds through visuals and an orchestral score, while puzzles built around timing and cooperation blend seamlessly with Lana's expanded agility across a 6 to 8 hour adventure. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $32, 35% off, Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection is a celebration of the franchise's early years, bundling iconic arcade classics alongside beloved home versions and rare fan-favorite releases. It features online play with rollback netcode, one-button unlocks for all secrets, character histories, story timelines, and a Digital Eclipse interactive documentary with exclusive interviews from original creators Ed Boon, John Tobias, and more. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $15, 50% off, Gravity Rush Remastered lets you step into the shoes of Kat, a strong-willed girl with incredible gravity-defying powers trying to protect her future in a world falling apart. Manipulate gravity to soar through the floating city of Hexaville, fight mysterious enemies while uncovering the truth of Kat's lost memories, and master aerial combat against powerful foes in this richly detailed and beautifully crafted world. It's an 82 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $18, 40% off, System Shock 2 25th Anniversary Remaster is a modernized version of the legendary sci-fi FPS RPG from Night Dive Studios set aboard the doomed FTL ship Von Braun. You awaken from cryosleep in 2114 with no memory, exploring the ship deck by deck while fighting hybrid mutants, battling rogue security robots, and developing your playstyle through the OSA, Marines, or Navy skill branches as Shodan hunts you down. It's a 92 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For 30 bucks, 25% off, Kunitsugami Path of the Goddess is a Japanese-inspired Kagura action strategy game blending ritualistic combat, village management, and mythic storytelling. During the day, purify villages, gather resources, recruit allies, train your skills, and carefully prepare for the coming night, while at sundown you defend the maiden against relentless hordes of the Seethe, combining tactical positioning, fast-paced action, and divine powers. It's an 82 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For 21 bucks, 30% off, Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice is a dark action adventure from the makers of Heavenly Sword, Enslaved, and DMC Devil May Cry, following a warrior's brutal journey into myth and madness. Set in the Viking Age, broken Celtic warrior Senua embarks on a haunting vision quest into Viking hell to fight for the soul of her dead lover, experiencing psychosis-inspired hallucinations and psychological challenges along the way. It's an 84 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For 14 bucks, 65% off, System Shock is a full remake of the groundbreaking 1994 sci-fi immersive sim, throwing you into a hostile space station ruled by one of gaming's most iconic villains, Shodan. This modern reimagining preserves the original's tense exploration and systematic gameplay while adding HD visuals, refined controls, an overhauled interface, and reworked audio that still features Shodan's original voice actor for maximum atmosphere. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For 15 bucks, 50% off, Little Nightmares Enhanced Edition, Complete Edition is a haunting puzzle platformer collection that includes the Enhanced Edition of Little Nightmares and the Secrets of the Maw expansion, delivering the full Twisted Tale in one upgraded package. Experience the Maw in 60 FPS with improved resolution and visual effects, and sneak through grotesque environments as 6 while evading monstrous residents. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 10 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For 16 bucks, 25% off, Neva Complete Edition is an emotionally charged action adventure from the team behind Gree, following Alba and a wolf cub bound together after a traumatic encounter with dark forces, journeying through a decaying world as their bond grows from reluctant partnership to fierce devotion. It includes the Prologue DLC, a post-game expansion with 3 new locations, unique mechanics, new enemies, and intense boss encounters. It's an 87 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For 12 bucks, 60% off, Another Crab's Treasure is an underwater Souls-like adventure where you play as Krill the Hermit Crab, using discarded trash as armor to survive battles against towering sea creatures and uncover the truth behind a polluted ocean. You'll embark on an epic hunt through colorful coral cities, eerie deep-sea trenches, and forgotten shipwrecks on a quest to reclaim your stolen shell and confront a mysterious infection. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For 25 bucks, 50% off, Apollo Justice Ace Attorney Trilogy is a remastered courtroom collection where you play as rookie lawyer Apollo Justice and returning legend Phoenix Wright across 3 games and 16 total episodes. You'll investigate crime scenes, challenge contradictory testimony, and tackle dramatic trials filled with sharp writing, quirky characters, and twisty mysteries that reward careful attention and clever deduction. It's an 82 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 1 out of 10, and about 90 hours to platinum. For 19 bucks, 45% off, Tetris Forever is a 40-year celebration of the world's most iconic puzzle game, featuring over 15 classic versions alongside the all-new Tetris Time Warp. Challenge friends in Tetris Battle Gaiden, trigger massive line clears in Super Bomb Bliss, and experience the 1984 Electronica 60 version that started it all, alongside documentary featurettes exploring the partnership between creator Alexei Pajitnov and Hank Rogers. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For 15 bucks, 75% off, 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim is a sci-fi mystery epic where 13 intertwining stories follow high school students caught in a desperate battle to defend humanity from mysterious kaiju invasions. You'll explore hand-drawn 2D environments and connect each character's narrative, then switch to fast-paced, top-down mech combat where you customize Sentinels with powerful weaponry and special abilities to fight colossal enemies. It's an 86 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 35 hours to platinum. For 12 bucks, 80% off, Like a Dragon Ishin is a historical action adventure that plunges you into 1860s Kyoto, where widespread inequality fuels a samurai's quest for justice, revenge, and the chance to reshape an entire nation. Take up the sword of Sakamoto Ryoma, track down your father's killer, clear your name from a framed murder, and engage in intense swordplay, political intrigue, and strategic duels that ultimately shape the fate of Japan. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 120 hours to platinum. For $20, 50% off. Guilty Gear Strive is the latest entry in the critically acclaimed fighting game franchise, featuring stunning 2D, 3D hybrid visuals, fluid animations, and fast-paced, high-intensity battles that push the genre forward. You'll dive into a fully voiced story mode exploring the rich Guilty Gear universe, master fan favorite and new characters, and experiment with innovative mechanics like wall breaks and advanced combos. It's an 86 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $24, 60% off. Little Nightmares 2 Deluxe Edition is a suspenseful, atmospheric puzzle platformer that includes the full game plus the Gnome's Attic DLC, digital soundtrack, and art book, further expanding Mono's eerie journey through a distorted, nightmare-fueled world. Team up with 6 as you sneak past grotesque new residents, solve tense environmental puzzles inside the Pale City and beyond, and unravel the mystery of the Signal Tower. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $12, 80% off. Immortals Phoenix Rising is a grand mythological adventure where you play as Phoenix, a winged demigod on a quest to save the Greek gods from a world-ending threat. Wield iconic powers like Achilles' sword, Daedalus' wings, self-guided arrows, and telekinesis to battle mythological beasts like Cyclops and Medusa in dynamic air and ground combat, all across a stunning open world spanning 7 unique regions, each inspired by the gods. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $16, 70% off. Tomb Raider 1-6 Remastered brings the classic adventures of Lara Croft to modern platforms, allowing players to experience the iconic action-adventure series in fully updated graphics and controls. Explore intricately designed tombs and engage in thrilling combat across jungles, mountains, and ancient ruins, while uncovering legendary artifacts, secret passages, and other long-lost treasures. It's a 76 average on game rankings, average trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 165 hours to finish all 6 games. For $20, 50% off. Neo 2 is a brutal massacre RPG set in 1555 Japan, where endless warfare and roaming monsters create a deadly backdrop for your journey as a rogue mercenary wielding supernatural yokai powers. Combat challenges you to adapt quickly, combining deadly weapons and strategic yokai abilities, while surviving relentless enemies and exploring both single-player missions and cooperative multiplayer modes. It's an 85 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 70 hours to platinum. For $20, 80% off. Assassin's Creed Odyssey Gold Edition lets you write your own epic journey as a Spartan hero in a richly detailed living world shaped by your choices, alliances, and moral decisions throughout ancient Greece from humble beginnings to legend. This Gold Edition includes the Season Pass with 2 new story arcs across 6 episodes, plus Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered, delivering a complete, immersive experience. It's an 84 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 120 hours to get both platinums. For $15, 75% off. Odin Sphere Leifbrusier is a stunningly hand-illustrated 2D action RPG that immerses players in the enchanting world of Arion, where warring kingdoms clash and mythical beasts roam across vast, magical lands. Experience 5 intertwining storylines through beautifully crafted characters, each chapter focusing on a unique protagonist and their personal struggles as the realm hurtles toward an apocalyptic conclusion. It's an 88 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 35 hours to platinum. For $16, 40% off. Cuphead and the Delicious Last Course is a bundle of the original Cuphead and its follow-up expansion, blending intense run-and-gun action with hand-drawn 1930s cartoon visuals and jazzy, energetic audio. You'll play as Cuphead, Mugman, or Miss Chalice, battling massive, transforming bosses across vibrant worlds, while mastering new weapons, super moves, and charms, taking on the devil to settle your debt in challenging encounters. It's an 88 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $30, 25% off. Tales of Berseria Remastered follows Velvet, a woman driven by vengeance after a traumatic betrayal, as she sails through the kingdom of Midgard with eccentric companions in a story exploring the eternal struggle between emotion and reason. Battle with a fluid art-based combat system, collect enemy souls to unleash devastating combos, and enjoy quality-of-life improvements alongside DLC from the original 2016 release. It's an 80 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 110 hours to platinum. For $17, 65% off. Planescape Torment and Icewind Dale Enhanced Editions is a pair of classic RPGs with updated graphics, quality of life improvements, and expanded accessibility. You'll explore the lore-rich universe of Planescape Torment, uncovering secrets of past lives across Sigil, the Outer Planes, and Hell itself, then journey through the frozen tundra of Icewind Dale, building a party of heroes to battle a rising evil. It's an 88 average on game rankings, average trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 120 hours to get both platinums. For $19, 50% off, the Onimusha 1 and 2 pack brings together the origins of the classic Samurai action series, remastered in high definition with modernized controls and widescreen presentation. Experience Onimusha warlords as Samanosuke Akechi wields the Oni Gauntlet against demonic forces, then continue in Onimusha 2 Samurai's Destiny as Jubei Yagyu forges alliances and seeks revenge with awakened Oni powers. It's an 84 average on game rankings, average trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 30 hours to get both platinums. For $14, 30% off. Tomba 2 Special Edition is a vibrant 3D platformer that follows Tomba and his friend Zippo as they search for Tomba's kidnapped girlfriend while confronting the evil pigs. Use agility, disguises, and new weapons and items to explore colorful worlds, complete 137 unique missions, and uncover secrets in hidden areas while enjoying exclusive features like Rewind, Save Anywhere, and a museum filled with rare artwork. It's an 83 on game rankings, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $37, 50% off. Frostpunk 2 Deluxe Edition is a post-apocalyptic city-building survival game set 30 years after the Great Storm, where you must expand your metropolis while managing resources, districts, and the ever-present threat of human conflict. The Deluxe Edition adds 3 additional DLCs, Fractured Utopias, which expands the Utopia Builder mode, Breach of Trust, a new story arc which releases later this month, and a third unnamed DLC. It's an 85 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 8 out of 10, and about 70 hours to platinum. For $32, 35% off. The Alters Deluxe Edition is a sci-fi survival game where you play as Jan Dolsky, the lone survivor of a crash-landed expedition on a hostile planet, tasked with forming a crew of alternative versions of himself, the Alters, each shaped by a different critical decision from his past. This deluxe edition includes the base game, the original soundtrack, deluxe outfits, and the new expansion, Last Variable, releasing mid-July. It's an 86 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $12, 80% off. The Raccoon City Edition bundles 2 classic survival horror games, reimagined and brought together in one thrilling, heart-pounding package that will test your courage and wits. Play as Jill Valentine in Resident Evil 3, fighting to escape the terrifying streets of Raccoon City, or take control of Leon and Claire in Resident Evil 2, solving complex puzzles and confronting horrifying, mutated creatures. It's an 86 average on OpenCritic, average trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 50 hours to get both platinums. For $18, 40% off. Disney Illusion Island, starring Mickey and Friends, lets you join Mickey, Minnie, Donald, and Goofy on a quest to explore the mysterious island of Monoth and recover 3 mystical books to save the world from disaster. Play as your favorite character, performing high-flying platforming feats, solving fun puzzles, and taking on epic boss battles through rich biomes filled with intriguing characters, hidden secrets, and challenges. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $28, 30% off. The Red Matter Collection is a fully immersive VR sci-fi adventure bundle including Red Matter and Red Matter 2, plunging players into a dystopian Cold War across the solar system. Play as Agent Epsilon on Saturn's moon Rhea, solving puzzles and decoding high-tech mechanisms, then as Sasha in Red Matter 2, exploring lunar bases, completing stealth and combat challenges, and uncovering dark secrets from the past. It's an 86 average on OpenCritic, average trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 10 hours to get both platinums. For $21, 40% off. For the King 2 Age of Omus Edition is a roguelite RPG where you assemble a party to overthrow the tyrannical Queen Rosamund and restore peace to the fractured realm of Farul. The Age of Omus Edition includes the Tinkerers of Fate and Fallen Oaths character pack DLCs, adding immediate access to new characters, weapons, traits, mercs, pets, and cosmetics to enjoy over 7 replayable chapters and in the Dark Carnival Endless Dungeon. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 180 hours to platinum. For $12, 50% off. Haven is an RPG adventure where 2 lovers, U and K, escape to a forgotten planet to be together, leaving everything behind. Glide through a mysterious, fragmented world, gathering resources and repairing your ship, while cooking meals and crafting a cozy home, all while fighting enemies and surviving by synchronizing actions in real time, relying on tactical timing, rhythm, and cooperation to protect their precious relationship. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $25, 50% off, Remnant from the Ashes Complete Edition is a post-apocalyptic action RPG where you battle monstrous creatures, epic bosses, and relentless hordes of enemies, either solo or with up to 2 friends in co-op. This Complete Edition includes the base game plus the Swamps of Corsus and Subject 2923 DLCs, offering expanded storylines, challenging new zones, and intense roguelike survival mode where enemies grow stronger with each encounter. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 45 hours to platinum. For $28, 65% off, the A Plague Tale bundle delivers the emotionally gripping saga of Amicia and Hugo as they struggle to survive in the dark, plague-ridden world across 2 acclaimed games, Innocence and Requiem. Journey through medieval France, evading the ruthless Inquisition, surviving deadly swarms of rats, and confronting Hugo's dangerous curse while navigating beautifully realized villages and countrysides. It's an 83 average on OpenCritic, average trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 40 hours to get both platinums. For $12, 40% off, Beyond Good and Evil 20th Anniversary Edition is an action-adventure where you play Jade, a fearless reporter exploring the vibrant world of Hillis to uncover the truth behind the mysterious alien threat. Use your Daijo staff and camera to explore diverse areas, infiltrate enemy locations, and interact with a memorable cast of characters while unraveling an emotional, conspiracy-driven story filled with twists and surprises. It's an 87 on game rankings, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $17, 65% off, the Baldur's Gate and Baldur's Gate 2 Enhanced Editions are legendary, choice-driven RPGs, where every decision shapes your journey across the Sword Coast and Forgotten Realms with modern enhancements. You'll customize your hero, recruit allies, tackle challenging combat, and explore story-rich environments while experiencing the original campaigns, expansions, and extra content. It's a 92 average on game rankings, average trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 130 hours to get both platinums. For $18, 70% off, Persona 5 Tactica is a tactical RPG spin-off where the Phantom Thieves enter a war-torn realm dominated by tyrannical legionnaires and join forces with a mysterious revolutionary Arena. Engage in grid-based battles that mix Persona-style abilities with strategic positioning, cover mechanics, elemental weaknesses, and team attacks, while uncovering the secrets behind Arena, the Rebellion, and the pact that binds your destinies. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $20, 60% off, Neo, the Complete Edition is an intense action RPG set in bloody Sengoku-era Japan, blending historical events with dark fantasy and Japanese folklore for a thrilling, high-stakes adventure. This Complete Edition includes all 3 major expansions, Dragon of the North, Defiant Honor, and Bloodshed's End, offering a challenging experience following William's journey across a sprawling, beautifully realized world. It's an 88 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 80 hours to platinum. For $28, 60% off, the Division 2 Ultimate Edition is a tactical online shooter where you join elite Division agents to save Washington, D.C. and New York from chaos, rogue agents, and deadly factions in both the base game and its expansions. This Ultimate Edition includes the Warlords of New York and Battle for Brooklyn expansions, a level 40 boost, expanded stash space, 1,000 bonus premium credits, all 6 endgame specializations instantly unlocked, and more. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $15, 50% off, Siberia Remastered brings the beloved adventure classic into the modern era, letting you follow Kate Walker across Eastern Europe on a quest that begins with a routine assignment and becomes a journey of mystery and discovery. Explore iconic locations and meet unforgettable characters as you solve reimagined puzzles, uncover Hans Vorarlberg's genius, and traverse a world where realism and dreamlike wonder intertwine. It's an 82 on game rankings, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $16, 55% off, Synapse is a fast-paced VR action shooter where you dual-wield powerful firearms and telekinetic abilities to infiltrate the twisted subconscious of a notorious enemy, becoming an unstoppable anti-hero in a thrilling, high-intensity combat experience. You'll combine expressive powers, master increasingly sophisticated combat skills, and overcome deadly defenses while exploring surreal, adrenaline-fueled mindscapes. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $15, 50% off, Star Wars Dark Forces Remaster revives the classic 1995 FPS, fully rebuilt by Night Dive Studios with enhanced visuals, lighting, modern gamepad support, and improved accessibility options. You play as Kyle Katarn, a former Imperial-turned-Rebel mercenary, infiltrating enemy strongholds, navigating maze-like levels, and uncovering the deadly Dark Trooper project that threatens to tip the balance of the galactic war. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $16, 80% off, the Shadow Warrior trilogy delivers all 3 fast-paced first-person shooters starring the quick-witted warrior Lo Wang, combining over-the-top action, razor-sharp melee, and explosive gunplay. Shadow Warrior introduces a bold, fast-moving adventure with blades, guns, and dark humor, and Shadow Warrior 2 and 3 evolved the series with free-running movement across procedurally generated landscapes. It's a 75 average on OpenCritic, average trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 110 hours to get all 3 platinums. For $25, 50% off, Under Night in Birth 2 Sis Celis is a dramatic, stylish 2D fighting game and the first numbered sequel in the series, plunging players into the cinematic final chapter of the Hollow Knight. Choose from a roster of 24 fighters, including 3 new additions, Moonlight Dancer Kaguya, Indomitable Rampart Tsurugi, and Endless Entity Kuon, while mastering enhanced mechanics like Creeping Edge and Celestial Vorpal for deeper combat strategies. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $14, 65% off, System Shock is a full remake of the groundbreaking 1994 sci-fi immersive sim, throwing you into a hostile space station ruled by one of gaming's most iconic villains, Shodan. This modern reimagining preserves the original's tense exploration and systematic gameplay while adding HD visuals, refined controls, an overhauled interface, and reworked audio that still features Shodan's original voice actor for maximum atmosphere. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $24, 60% off, East 9 Monstrum Nox is an action-packed JRPG that blends fast-paced combat, exploration, and a gripping supernatural story set in the dark city of Balduc. You play as Adol Kristen, cursed and transformed into a powerful being with unique abilities, and must team up with 5 other monstrums to battle monsters, uncover hidden secrets, and stop the shadowy Grimwald Nox from overflowing into the real world. It's an 80 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 60 hours to platinum. For $16, 70% off, Like a Dragon Gaiden, The Man Who Erased His Name Deluxe Edition is an action-adventure where Kazuma Kiryu, living under the alias Joryu, is drawn back in a dangerous conflict to protect his family. Switch between the powerhouse Yakuza style and high-tech agent style to unleash bone-crushing combos and electrified gadgets, with the Deluxe Edition adding Majima, Seijima, and Dojima as allies in the Colosseum. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $21, 70% off, Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne HD Remaster Deluxe Edition is a dark, atmospheric JRPG classic where Tokyo is consumed by the apocalyptic conception, and your choices shape a dangerous world of gods, demons, and shifting alliances. Explore a shattered city, battle or negotiate with dangerous demons, and master strategic turn-based combat that rewards careful planning, fusion, and exploiting enemy weaknesses. It's an 84 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 100 hours to platinum. For $28, 30% off, Trails from Zero is a story-driven JRPG that follows Lloyd Bannings as he returns to Crossbell to join the police and uncover the city's hidden corruption. Assigned to the Special Support Section, a small division performing odd jobs, helping citizens, and investigating mysteries alongside a ragtag team of new allies, Lloyd gradually uncovers rival factions, political intrigue, and a dangerous criminal underbelly. It's an 85 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 100 hours to platinum. For $10, 70% off, Far Cry 4 Gold Edition is an expansive open-world shooter where you travel to the Himalayan country of Karat to fulfill your mother's dying wish and become embroiled in a brutal civil war against the oppressive dictator Pagan Min. This Gold Edition includes the full game plus the Season Pass, adding the Valley of the Yetis campaign, Escape from Durgesh Prison game mode, a new multiplayer mode, and more missions and weapons. It's an 84 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $28, 30% off, Trails to Azure is a story-rich JRPG continuing the Crossbell arc, following the Special Support Section as rising political tensions and new responsibilities threaten both their home and Unity. Explore the city-state of Crossbell, engage in deep turn-based combat with refined orbment mechanics, and build meaningful relationships while navigating complex intrigue between powerful neighboring factions. It's an 85 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 100 hours to platinum. For $21, 70% off, Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance Deluxe Edition is a dark, sprawling JRPG set in a post-apocalyptic Tokyo called Da'at, where angels, demons, and the mysterious Kaditsu clash, and your choices as the Nahobinyo shape the world's fate. This deluxe edition includes the base game, Mitama DLCs, demon subquests, and expanded areas, enhanced visuals, and improved systems for the ultimate Shin Megami Tensei 5 experience. It's an 89 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 150 hours to platinum. For $14, 45% off, Synth Riders is a rhythm-based VR experience that gets you moving as you catch notes and dodge obstacles in time with the music, fully optimized for PlayStation VR 2. Remastered visuals, nuanced controller haptics, and headset rumble provide immersive feedback, while next-gen performance, SSD optimization, and improved loading screens ensure seamless gameplay and dramatically reduced load times. It's an 88 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 5 hours to 100%, a platinum for this one. For $20, 50% off, Contra Operation Galaga reimagines the classic run-and-gun series with modern graphics, updated weapons, devastating overload abilities, and 8 intense stages across diverse, dynamic environments. Play as elite commandos Bill Reiser and Lance Bean fighting the Red Falcon terrorist group on Galaga Islands, tackling screen-filling bosses and fast-paced platforming with precise jumps, dodges, and shooting in explosive co-op. It's a 71 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $10, 65% off, The Plucky Squire is a charming, whimsical action adventure that follows the magical journey of Jot, a storybook hero who discovers a three-dimensional world beyond the pages of his book. After the villain Humgrump throws him out of the story to change its fate forever, Jot must jump between 2D pages and 3D environments, solving puzzles and tackling creative adventuring challenges to restore the tale's happy ending. It's an 82 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $20, 67% off, Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection bundles volumes 1 and 2 of the acclaimed series, letting players jack into the net to battle deadly enemy programs on grid-based battlefields using battle chips to build the ultimate move deck. This collection includes all 10 mainline games, online play, and galleries of illustrations and music, offering hundreds of hours of nostalgic, strategic, and endlessly replayable gameplay. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, average trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 180 hours to get both platinums. For $12, 60% off, The Expanse, a Telltale series deluxe edition, delivers a story-driven sci-fi adventure set in the gritty political universe of The Expanse, bringing together all 5 episodes plus the bonus chapter, Archangel. You'll step into a branching narrative filled with tough choices and character-driven drama, including a bonus episode starring Christian Avasarala as she navigates ruthless politics and looming planetary threats early in her career. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 1 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $12, 50% off, Ty the Tasmanian Tiger HD is a vibrant 3D platformer where you play as Ty, racing across the Australian outback to rescue your family from the Dreaming and stop the evil genius Boss Cass. With colorful levels, a huge arsenal of unique boomerangs including the Frostarang and Doomerang, and new features like hardcore mode, improved HD graphics, and updated camera controls, every adventure is full of action, humor, and Aussie charm. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $17, 65% off, Neverwinter Nights Enhanced Edition is a legendary Dungeons & Dragons RPG where you craft a hero, from a deadly half-elven rogue to an armor-clad dwarven paladin, and dive into over 100 hours of rich adventure in the Forgotten Realms. Battle through dangerous cities, monster-filled dungeons, and uncharted wilderness across the original campaign, 2 expansions, and numerous free downloadable adventures, solo or with friends in co-op. It's an 89 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 8 out of 10, and about 80 hours to platinum. For $20, 50% off, Demio is a turn-based tabletop adventure where you lead a party of heroes through dungeons, varied landscapes, and towns to defeat dark forces threatening the magical land of Gilmera. You'll move miniatures, play action cards, and battle monsters using strategic dice rolls while choosing from 7 unique classes, either solo or with up to 4 players online in cooperative campaigns full of surprises. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 9 out of 10, and about 50 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For 14 bucks, 65% off, Sword and Fairy Together Forever is an action RPG that blends ancient mythology with traditional Oriental aesthetics, placing you in command of a diverse party from human, deity, and demon clans. With dynamic real-time combat, instant character switching, spirit creature companions, and lush environments filled with minigames, exclusive outfits, and skill progression, every battle and exploration feels strategic and visually stunning. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For 25 bucks, 50% off, Dragon Quest Builders 2 Deluxe Edition is a charming sandbox RPG where you construct, explore, and battle through a vibrant block-based world, combining creative building with classic Dragon Quest storytelling and combat. The Deluxe Edition includes the base game and a season pass featuring the Hato Stuff Pack, Aquarium Pack, Modernist Pack, and more, adding extra customization and content. It's an 85 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For 20 bucks, 75% off, Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes Deluxe Edition is a sprawling JRPG set in Alran, where humans, beastmen, elves, and desert people clash as the Galdean Empire hunts a powerful artifact capable of reshaping the world. The Deluxe Edition includes the full game, season pass with story expansions, digital mini art book, and soundtrack, offering hundreds of hours of exploration, combat, and rich narrative. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 100 hours to platinum. For 20 bucks, 67% off, the Hazelight bundle includes both It Takes Two and A Way Out, offering two of Hazelight Studios' most inventive cooperative adventures. In It Takes Two, work together using unique character abilities to overcome unexpected obstacles, chaotic gameplay, and heartfelt story moments, while A Way Out lets two players control Leo and Vincent in a tense cinematic prison escape and emotional post-escape adventure. It's an 84 average on OpenCritic, average trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 25 hours to get both platinums. For 14 bucks, 65% off, Empire of the Ants is a photorealistic RTS where you lead a colony of ants through forest perils, conquering enemy nests, exploring territories, and managing resources. Command unconventional legions, deploy special abilities, and upgrade your nest while engaging in story-driven missions, horde and PvP multiplayer modes, and cooperative challenges against AI colonies, all inspired by Bernard Werber's best-selling saga. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For 16 bucks, 60% off, Atari 50, the Anniversary Celebration, is a massive interactive retrospective celebrating 50 years of gaming history. Explore over 100 classic titles spanning 7 platforms, including arcade, 2600, 5200, 7800, Atari 8-bit computers, Lynx, and Jaguar, while learning about the stories and innovations behind the games through documentary footage, interviews, and digital artifacts. It's an 86 on OpenCritic, and I'm not sure about trophy difficulty or time to platinum as it's such a small sample size. For 20 bucks, 67% off, the Monster Hunter Stories collection bundles both Monster Hunter Stories and Monster Hunter Stories 2 Wings of Ruin into one epic RPG experience. Instead of hunting monsters, you raise and bond with them as a monster rider, exploring vast lands, hatching eggs, training your monsties, building your kinship gauge, and unleashing powerful kinship skills in strategic turn-based battles alongside your loyal monsties. It's an 80 average on OpenCritic, average trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 140 hours to get both platinums. For 20 bucks, 50% off, The Legend of Nayuta, Boundless Trails is a charming action RPG where Nayuta sets out beyond his island home, whisked into an adventure across multiple worlds to stop an evil plot threatening the balance of all realms. Joined by the fairy-like Noi, you'll explore vibrant environments, battle diverse enemies, solve clever puzzles, and uncover the secrets of a richly imagined universe filled with danger and unforgettable characters. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For 12 bucks, 60% off, the Mega Man Legacy Collection 1 and 2 Combo Pack lets you experience the complete classic Mega Man catalog from the original 8-bit adventures in Mega Man 1 through 6 to the series evolution in Mega Man 7 through 10. With additional features like challenge modes, leaderboards, replayable boss fights, detailed sprite galleries, and developer insights, fans and newcomers can explore every corner of Mega Man's iconic world. It's a 77 average on OpenCritic, average trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 50 hours to finish both collections. For 30 bucks, 50% off, Forza Horizon 5 is an open-world racing game set across the vibrant landscapes of Mexico, offering hundreds of the world's greatest cars and limitless driving adventures across deserts, jungles, cities, and coastlines. Explore dynamic environments, participate in seasonal events, and take on challenges from high-speed races to off-road escapades, all while customizing and upgrading your vehicles with deep tuning options. It's a 92 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $25, 50% off, Senua's Saga: Hellblade 2 is the deeply emotional sequel to the award-winning Senua's Sacrifice, following Senua's harrowing journey of survival through the myth and madness of Viking Iceland. Determined to rescue those tormented by tyranny, she must once again confront both the horrors around her and the darkness within, while navigating haunting landscapes filled with mythic beasts and perilous environmental challenges. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $33, 70% off. Star Wars Outlaws Gold Edition is an action-adventure where you live the life of a cunning outlaw in a richly detailed galaxy, combining the base game and season pass, including the A Pirate's Fortune and Wildcard story packs. Explore bustling cities and sprawling landscapes on your speeder, tackle high-stakes missions, and pilot your ship in intense dogfights, while every choice shapes your reputation and opportunities. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $20, 60% off, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is a standalone action RPG where Cloud and his friends journey across a vibrant world after escaping the dystopian city of Midgar, seeking Sephiroth and uncovering new mysteries. Explore expansive regions filled with side quests and minigames, traverse the planet on chocobos and other unique transportation, and engage in strategic, team-based combat that deepens relationships and unlocks powerful combos. It's a 92 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 8 out of 10, and about 200 hours to platinum. For $40, 20% off, The Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion Remastered is a classic open-world RPG with modern visuals and refined gameplay, where you explore Cyrodiil and stop the forces of Oblivion from overtaking the land in one unforgettable journey. Travel through recreated landscapes, battle across the plains of Oblivion, forge your path as a warrior, assassin, or sorcerer, and master swordcraft and magic while interacting with a memorable cast. It's an 82 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $32, 35% off, Avowed is a first-person fantasy action RPG set in the living lands of Eora, where you play an envoy of Ader investigating a mysterious plague that soon becomes deeply personal. Explore a vibrant frontier filled with diverse environments, creatures, and factions, fight with fluid combat combining swords, spells, and guns, and shape your journey through choices that affect companions, the world, and your own character's fate. It's an 80 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 60 hours to platinum. For $16, 60% off, Nier Automata Game of the Yorha Edition is a post-apocalyptic action RPG following the Yorha android squad as they battle invading machine lifeforms in a beautifully desolate world. You'll engage in high-speed combat that blends hack-and-slash action with shooter mechanics, explore hauntingly gorgeous environments, and uncover a deeply emotional story full of existential themes, philosophical questions, and multiple endings. It's a 91 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 60 hours to platinum. For $35, 30% off, Octopath Traveler 0 is the newest entry in the series, set in the realm of Orstera and telling an epic story of restoration and retribution over the Divine Rings. The beloved HD 2D visuals, path actions, and break and boost battle system all return, joined by new features including character creation, town building, and a skill system that lets you learn abilities from allies and pass them on to others, all with a party of up to 8 characters. It's an 84 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 100 hours to platinum. For $28, 60% off, Final Fantasy XVI Complete Edition is a cinematic action RPG following Clive Rosfield, a warrior whose life is upended by tragedy as he hunts the dark icon Ifrit across the war-torn realms of Valistia in a dark, mature narrative. Its striking presentation, orchestral score, and added content from Echoes of the Fallen and the Rising Tide expand the world with new quests, dungeons, and bosses for a fuller experience. It's an 87 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 75 hours to platinum. For $24, 60% off, Octopath Traveler 2 is a JRPG blending HD 2D pixel art and 3D CG to create a beautifully detailed, immersive world where 8 travelers each follow unique paths filled with personal goals and emotional storylines. Explore Celistia's diverse regions, from bustling cities to open seas, engaging in strategic combat using familiar break and boost mechanics while developing each character's jobs and path actions to shape your journey. It's an 86 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 95 hours to platinum. For $20, 60% off. Death Stranding Director's Cut is an open-world action adventure from Hideo Kojima, where courier Sam Bridges traverses a fractured America to reconnect isolated cities after a supernatural cataclysm. You'll haul vital cargo across hostile terrain, confront spectral BTs, and engage with the social strand system in a uniquely asynchronous way that lets players indirectly support one another through shared structures and tools. It's an 86 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 100 hours to platinum. For $28, 65% off, Hogwarts Legacy Deluxe Edition is an expansive open-world action RPG set in the magical universe of Harry Potter, letting you explore Hogwarts and its surroundings in the 1800s. The Deluxe Edition adds the Thestral Mount, Dark Arts Battle Arena, exclusive cosmetic sets, the Haunted Hogsmeade Shop Quest, and special items like the Onyx Hippogriff Mount and Felix Felis's Recipe, enhancing both gameplay and style. It's an 84 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $20, 50% off. Dragon Quest XI-S Echoes of an Elusive Age Definitive Edition is the ultimate version of the acclaimed RPG, featuring all original content plus extra character scenarios, orchestral or original soundtrack options, and enhanced visuals. Embark on an epic journey as the chosen hero hunted across the vast world of Erdrea, and unite a band of loyal companions to overthrow dark forces threatening to plunge the realm into chaos. It's a 92 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 120 hours to platinum. For $15, 70% off. Final Fantasy XII The Zodiac Age is a high-definition remaster of the classic JRPG, rebuilt with modernized battle systems, a revamped Zodiac job system, and enhanced visuals that bring the world of Ivalice to life like never before. You'll follow Princess Ashe, Vaughn, and a cast of unlikely heroes across a war-torn kingdom, engaging in strategic real-time combat, exploring sprawling cities and dungeons, and uncovering political intrigue. It's a 91 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 80 hours to platinum. For $24, 40% off. Dead Cells Medley of Pain Bundle is a Metroidvania-inspired roguelite where you'll master fast-paced Souls-like combat through an ever-changing castle and hordes of enemies. This bundle includes the base game plus all major DLC, The Bad Seed, The Queen in the Sea, Fatal Falls, and Return to Castlevania, adding new enemies, weapons, and late-game pathways, including teaming up with Richter Belmont and Alucard to conquer Dracula's castle. It's an 89 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $35, 30% off, Final Fantasy Tactics The Ivalice Chronicles is a tactical RPG set in Ivalice, where nobles, commoners, and gods collide during the War of the Lions in a richly detailed world. You follow Ramza and Delita as they navigate political intrigue, personal loyalty, and divine mysteries, engaging in deep strategic battles across 3D isometric fields filled with varied terrain, environmental hazards, and complex turn-order dynamics. It's an 88 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $20, 77% off, Red Dead Redemption 2 Ultimate Edition is an open-world western where you play as Arthur Morgan, an outlaw navigating loyalty and survival as the Vanderlyn gang fights to endure in a changing America. Explore vast frontier, engage in dynamic combat and missions, and experience both story mode and Red Dead Online as you hunt, rob, and build your life across a detailed world shaped by your choices. It's a 95 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 200 hours to platinum. For $29, 58% off, Rise of the Ronin is an open-world action RPG set in 1863 Japan, where a nameless Ronin navigates a nation in turmoil as the Tokugawa shogunate collapses and Western forces arrive. With story choices that shape historical outcomes, deep yet accessible combat blending melee weapons and period firearms, and a detailed Bakumatsu-era open world inspired by real events and figures, it offers a flexible and character-focused journey. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 55 hours to platinum. For $21, 70% off, Mortal Kombat 1 Definitive Edition is the ultimate version of NetherRealm's reboot, combining cinematic combat, cameo-assisted fights, and a massive selection of characters and extras in one stacked package. Follow Liu Kang's newly forged timeline as shifting alliances, multiverse threats, and the Chaos Reign story expansion push the saga into darker territory, filled with explosive confrontations and signature MK chaos. It's an 84 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $20, 67% off, Grand Theft Auto V is an action-packed open-world adventure where three criminals, Michael, Franklin, and Trevor, navigate the ruthless underworld of Los Santos, planning high-stakes heists in a city teeming with opportunity. You'll explore a vast, detailed city filled with dynamic events, side activities, and hidden secrets, seamlessly switching between characters to tackle missions with strategy, skill, and chaotic creativity. It's a 96 on game rankings, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 150 hours to platinum. For $16, 60% off, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown Complete Edition is a Metroidvania blending time-bending combat, platforming, and exploration into a mythological adventure full of challenges and breathtaking moments. Follow Sargon as he journeys through Mount Kaf to rescue Prince Ghassan, navigating Persian-inspired biomes and confronting mythological bosses, with a complete edition including the Mask of Darkness expansion. It's an 87 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $30, 25% off, Diablo 2 Resurrected Infernal Edition includes the remaster of Diablo 2 and its Lord of Destruction expansion, plus the new Reign of the Warlock DLC adding the Warlock class with 3 unique skill paths. Master over 200 skills across 8 classes, vanquish the Burning Hells in 8-player co-op, and take on expanded endgame challenges including Terror Zones and the Colossal Ancients fight. It's an 88 on game rankings, trophy difficulty around 9 out of 10, and over 1,000 hours to platinum. For $20, 50% off. The Last of Us Part 2 is an action-adventure that blends intense stealth combat, survival mechanics, and a deeply emotional, unforgettable story set in a brutal post-pandemic world. You follow Ellie years after her journey across the United States as a violent event shatters her fragile peace and sends her on a relentless quest for justice, confronting the devastating physical and emotional consequences of her actions. It's a 93 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 35 hours to platinum. For $24, 60% off, Nier Replicant is an action RPG where you play a young man traveling a ruined world with the magical tome Grimoire Vice, seeking the sealed verses to cure his sister Yona's terminal illness before it's too late. You'll battle twisted shades using fluid real-time combat, explore melancholy landscapes, and unravel a layered narrative filled with cryptic lore, shifting perspectives, and powerful emotional revelations. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $30, 50% off, Dragon Quest III HD 2D Remake is a stunning reimagining of the classic RPG that started the legendary Erdrick trilogy, beautifully rebuilt in Square Enix's signature HD 2D engine. You'll embark on a grand quest across the vast world of Al-Yahan as Ortega's child, assembling a custom party of heroes with unique vocations, appearances, voices, skills, and abilities, including the all-new Monster Wrangler class exclusive to this version. It's an 86 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 65 hours to platinum. For $21, 15% off, Marvel Maximum Collection bundles 7 retro Marvel classics across every console and arcade version, including X-Men, the arcade game with 6-player online co-op, Captain America and the Avengers, Maximum Carnage, Separation Anxiety, Arcade's Revenge, and the brutally difficult Silver Surfer. Modern features like Rewind, save states, CRT filters, a digital archive, and a built-in music player make these classics more playable than ever. It's a 71 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $39, 35% off, Yakuza Kiwami 3 and Dark Ties bundles an extreme remake of Yakuza 3, following Kazuma Kiryu as he protects those he loves across the reimagined streets of Okinawa and Tokyo with brutal new brawling combat. It also includes Dark Ties, a standalone tale following Yoshitaka Mine's plunge into the Yakuza world driven by exhilarating boxing-based combat and a search for true bonds. 2 men, 2 paths, converging to shake the foundations of fate. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $15, 62% off, Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade is a stunning reimagining of the opening chapter of the original classic, retelling Cloud Strife's escape from the oppressive city of Midgar with modern visuals, voice acting, and cinematic storytelling. Intergrade also includes episode Intermission, a brand new side story starring Yuffie, following Yuffie's covert mission to infiltrate Shinra, link up with Avalanche, and steal powerful materia. It's an 88 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 60 hours to platinum. For $12, 85% off, Watch Dogs 2 Gold Edition is an open-world action-adventure where you play as Marcus Holloway, a young hacker taking on an invasive surveillance system across a vibrant, stylized San Francisco Bay Area full of personality. With its lively tone, flexible mission design, and a suite of extra content from the Deluxe Pack and Season Pass, it offers a dense, gadget-driven sandbox full of clever systems and rewarding player freedom. It's an 82 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $20, 67% off. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare delivers 3 modes, Campaign, Multiplayer, and Zombies, with Campaign following Captain Reyes as he leads coalition forces against a fanatical enemy across deadly environments in space. Multiplayer adds fluid momentum-based movement, deep customization, and the new combat rig system, while Zombies sends you to a 1980s amusement park filled with roller coasters, Easter eggs, and the all-new Afterlife arcade. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 70 hours to platinum. For $30, 40% off. Fatal Fury City of the Wolves Legend Edition is a modern fighting game revival of SNK's classic series, set in Southtown with 22 fighters and a fresh Rev system, adding new offensive options like Rev Hearts, Rev Excel, and Rev Blows. Choose between arcade-style or smart-style controls while tackling episodes of Southtown, an RPG-like mode where you level up your fighter and master diverse skills. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 8 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $12, 60% off. Heavy Rain is an emotional, branching narrative cinematic thriller that puts you in the shoes of 4 deeply human characters caught in the desperate hunt for the elusive origami killer. Every decision you make and every quick-time event you succeed or fail shapes the story's direction, creating a tense and deeply personal experience where even the smallest action can mean the difference between life and death. It's an 89 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $20, 75% off. Hell Is Us Deluxe Edition delivers a thrilling third-person action adventure where you play as Remy, exploring a semi-open world plagued by supernatural creatures and civil war, armed with a drone and an arsenal of ancient melee weapons. The Deluxe Edition includes the Hollow Walker Pack and Full Guard Pack skins for Remy and Copy, an exclusive investigation, and the Art Pack featuring the digital art book and original soundtrack. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $20, 80% off. Ace Combat 7 Skies Unknown Top Gun Maverick Edition lets you soar through hyper-realistic skies in one of the best flight combat simulators ever made. This edition includes the Top Gun Maverick aircraft set featuring 6 playable jets, including the legendary F-14 Tomcat and the experimental Dark Star, along with 10 emblems, 38 skins, 12 nicknames, and 2 exclusive multiplayer music tracks to complete the package. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $20, 67% off. Call of Duty World War II Gold Edition is a cinematic World War II shooter that drops you into the heart of history's most iconic battles, from the beaches of Normandy to Europe's war-torn cities. This Gold Edition includes the Resistance DLC with 3 new multiplayer maps, a thrilling war mission, and the latest Nazi Zombies chapter, offering hours of explosive action, tactical depth, and replayability for fans of the series. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 70 hours to platinum. For $40, 60% off. Kingdom Hearts All-in-One Package gathers the epic saga of Sora, Donald, and Goofy as they journey across Disney and Pixar worlds to stop another Keyblade war. This complete collection includes 1.5 and 2.5 Remix, 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue, and 3, delivering hundreds of hours of action, story, and exploration across beloved worlds, iconic characters, and magical adventures. It's an 80 average on Game Rankings, average trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 550 hours to finish all the games in the collection. For $21, 30% off. Pac-Man World 2 Repack is a modernized, enhanced platforming adventure where Pac-Man must traverse Pac-Land to reclaim the stolen golden fruit and stop the Ghost King Spooky. Run, chomp, butt bounce, and explore diverse, colorful, and challenging environments like Snowy Mountain, Volcano, and Ghost Island, taking on remade boss battles, new actions, collectibles, and even a 2-player mode for cooperative fun. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $30, 50% off. The Capcom Fighting Collection 1 and 2 bundle brings together 18 iconic fighting games, including the Street Fighter series, Darkstalkers, Capcom vs. SNK, Power Stone, Project Justice, and more. Players can enjoy fast-paced combat, master deep combos, experiment with unique mechanics in each franchise, and relive arcade classics with modern quality-of-life features, enhanced visuals, and online multiplayer. It's an 82 average on OpenCritic, average trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 70 hours to get both platinums. For $20, 67% off. Diablo III Eternal Collection delivers the ultimate demon-slaying experience with the base game, Reaper of Souls expansion, and Rise of the Necromancer pack bundled into one definitive package. Battle through hordes of monsters across randomized dungeons, earning powerful loot and mastering your character's skills in a fast-paced, replayable action RPG adventure with explosive combat and thrilling encounters. It's an 87 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 60 hours to platinum. For $12, 40% off. For $14, 30% off. Yakuza Kiwami is an HD remake of the PS2 classic, bringing back Kazuma Kiryu, the Dragon of Dojima, in a gripping story of loyalty, loss, and redemption set in Kamurocho's neon streets. After a decade in prison for a crime he didn't commit, Kiryu navigates a city overrun by corruption and rival clans, uncovers conspiracies, and protects the young Haruka while facing brutal fights, tense investigations, and unexpected twists. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 80 hours to platinum. For $25, 50% off, Star Ocean: The Second Story R is a JRPG where you explore a richly crafted world filled with memorable characters, turn-based battles, and an epic story of adventure, friendship, and destiny. You'll experience the original game enhanced with new battle mechanics, full Japanese and English voiceovers, and 2.5D visuals that blend 2D pixel characters with 3D environments, creating a modernized yet nostalgic RPG experience. It's an 85 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $14, 65% off, Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled is a remastered kart racing experience that brings the beloved classic roaring back with upgraded visuals, tighter controls, and all your favorite tracks, characters, and power-ups. You'll power slide through challenging and creative courses, perform stylish tricks, and compete online or locally with friends while unlocking new karts, arenas, and customization options to dominate the leaderboards. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 8 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $19, 35% off, Ariana and the Elder Codex is a Metroidvania action platformer where librarian Ariana ventures into the 7 hero codices using special magic to repair them and restore magic to a world that has lost it entirely, one tome at a time. Unlock over 30 spells and abilities to mix across 6 slots, clash with formidable bosses guarding each altered tome, and craft magic items granting elemental boosts and other useful buffs. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $28, 60% off, Call of Duty Black Ops 6 is a spy action thriller where you go rogue, evade deadly enemies, and navigate the shadows of early 90s global upheaval. It features a gripping single-player campaign filled with blockbuster set pieces, high-stakes heists, and cloak and dagger missions, alongside a multiplayer mode with 16 dynamic maps and the epic return of round-based zombies on 2 new maps. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, and there's unfortunately a broken trophy making the platinum currently unobtainable. For $12, 80% off, Deathloop is a stylish next-gen first-person shooter where Colt is trapped in a deadly time loop on the mysterious island of Black Reef, forced to assassinate 8 key targets before the day resets to escape and survive. You'll experiment with stealth, guns-blazing combat, and otherworldly abilities across beautifully crafted retro-futuristic environments, learning from each loop to gather intel and execute increasingly creative takedowns. It's an 88 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $25, 75% off, Borderlands 3 Ultimate Edition is a chaotic, loot-filled first-person shooter that combines explosive combat, over-the-top humor, and a sprawling interplanetary adventure. This edition includes the base game, all 6 campaign add-ons, cosmetic packs, designers and director's cut content, new game modes, raid bosses, vault cards, and XP and loot boosts, delivering endless hours of cooperative action and outrageous gunplay. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 45 hours to platinum. For $23, 33% off, Front Mission 3 Remake is a tactical RPG and the 3rd chapter in the iconic series, putting you in control of Kazuki and Ryogo as tensions rise across volatile military zones. Command towering Wanzers, navigate 2 diverging storylines shaped by your choices, and uncover a global conspiracy involving secret weapons, corporate greed, and nationalistic agendas while exploring themes of loyalty and the ethics of technology. It's a 71 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 85 hours to platinum. For $10, 65% off, Legend of Mana is a remastered action RPG where you embark on a heartfelt journey to restore the mystical Mana Tree and uncover the long-lost secrets of the enchanting world of Fadiel. Using magical artifacts to literally build the world around you, you'll decide where towns and dungeons appear, shaping your adventure and story progression through your own creative choices, exploration, and branching storyline. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $24, 60% off. Visions of Mana is a beautifully animated action RPG following Val and his childhood friend Hina, the newly appointed Alm of Fire, as they journey to the sacred Mana Tree. Explore a vast, semi-open world teeming with adorable yet ferocious monsters, engaging in fast-paced, three-dimensional combat that harnesses the power of elementals, while switching between characters and classes to suit your preferred playstyle. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $35, 50% off. Sonic Racing Cross Worlds is a high-speed arcade racer that sends Sonic and Sega's iconic characters across land, sea, air, space, and warp dimensions using travel rings that dynamically transform each race mid-lap. Race solo or online across 24 tracks and 15 cross worlds, choosing from the largest roster in series history while mastering unpredictable layouts, power-ups, and dimension-shifting shortcuts. It's an 84 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 60 hours to platinum. For $12, 60% off. Telltale Batman Shadows Edition bundles all 10 episodes across 2 acclaimed seasons, Batman the Telltale series and Batman the Enemy Within, into one complete package with hand-recolored gameplay and remastered textures. Step into the shadows of a fractured Dark Knight as you navigate a sinister, choice-driven Gotham through the new Shadows mode, staying true to the franchise's rich, visually compelling history. It's a 76 average on OpenCritic, average trophy difficulty around 1 out of 10, and about 20 hours to get both platinums. For $15, 50% off, God of War Deluxe Edition is a cinematic action-adventure that dramatically reimagines Kratos' epic journey as he seeks redemption in the brutal world of Norse mythology alongside his son, Atreus. You'll explore a richly detailed realm with visceral axe-based combat, emotionally driven storytelling, and seamless over-the-shoulder presentation, with the Deluxe Edition adding the Death's Vow armor set for Kratos and Atreus. It's a 94 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $32, 60% off. For $32, 60% off. The Tomb Raider and Soul Reaver Remastered bundle combines Lara Croft's globe-trotting adventures across 6 games with the Legacy of Kain saga, letting you toggle between original and remastered visuals anytime. Battle deadly foes in ancient myths as Lara, or rise from betrayal as Raziel, wielding telekinetic powers and shifting between spectral and material realms to solve puzzles and seek revenge. It's an 81 average on game rankings, average trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 290 hours to finish all 8 games. For $12, 80% off. Wolfenstein Alt History Collection is a narrative-driven FPS bundle following BJ Blazkowicz's fight against a Nazi-ruled world across 4 interconnected campaigns. Battle through the New Order, the Old Blood, the New Colossus, and Young Blood with dual-wielded firepower, cinematic set pieces, and sprawling levels set in war-torn Europe, Nazi-occupied America, and resistance-filled Paris. It's a 79 average on OpenCritic, average trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 125 hours to get all 4 platinums. For $12, 60% off. The Gex Trilogy is a remastered collection of the classic platformers starring the wisecracking Gecko, now updated for modern systems with high-definition visuals. Play through all 3 original games, explore bonus features like a complete music player, classic TV commercials, and a new interview with Gex's voice actor, all while enjoying the humor and signature pop culture references that made the series iconic. It's a 74 average on game rankings, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $24, 65% off. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War is a pulse-pounding first-person shooter that thrusts you in the volatile geopolitical conflict in the early 1980s during global tension and espionage. Experience a cinematic single-player campaign filled with espionage, deception, and covert operations as you chase down a shadowy Soviet threat across East Berlin, Vietnam, Turkey, and within KGB headquarters, where every decision can alter history. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 70 hours to platinum. For $24, 60% off. Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin Deluxe Edition is a brutal, fast-paced action RPG that reimagines the origins of the Final Fantasy legend with intense combat, dark storytelling, and chaotic energy that feels both nostalgic and fresh. This deluxe edition includes the full game, a digital art book and soundtrack, plus the Season Pass featuring 3 major expansions: Trials of the Dragon King, Wanderer of the Rift, and Different Future. It's a 72 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $30, 40% off. Remnant 2 is a third-person action RPG pitting survivors of humanity against deadly creatures and godlike bosses across multiple terrifying worlds. Play solo or in 3-player co-op, blending methodical ranged and melee combat across dynamically generated dungeons, with branching quest lines, crafting, and an expanded archetype progression system offering unique passive bonuses and abilities for varied, replayable runs. It's an 82 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 35 hours to platinum. For $20, 50% off. Shinobi Art of Vengeance Deluxe Edition is a hand-drawn 2D action platformer from the team behind Streets of Rage 4, combining fast-paced ninja combat, precision platforming, and an epic quest for vengeance. Play as the legendary shinobi Joe Musashi, mastering katana borozuki, kunai, ninjutsu, and ninpo to defeat enemies, uncover hidden paths, and explore over a dozen visually striking and challenging stages. It's an 87 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $13, 70% off. The Talos Principle 2 Deluxe Edition expands the original's philosophical puzzle game into a city of robots carrying human culture forward, where you uncover a mysterious megastructure hiding enormous powers. Solve a new generation of puzzles using abilities like gravity manipulation and mind transference, explore over a dozen all-new environments, and shape a multi-ending story through the included Road to Elysium DLC. It's an 87 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $30, 25% off. Blades of Fire is a dark fantasy action game where you play as Aran Delira, the last warrior capable of forging true steel, with a forging system where every weapon permanently reflects your choices and the enemies you prepare to face. Combat is deliberate and unforgiving. Timing, spacing, and positioning matter more than aggression, while the world's lore is discovered through dialogue with companion Adso, who speaks only when asked. It's a 72 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 55 hours to platinum. For $20, 67% off. Call of Duty Ghosts Gold Edition delivers the full game along with the Onslaught DLC, offering 4 new multiplayer maps, the Maverick dual-purpose assault sniper rifle, and Extinction Episode 1 Nightfall, the first chapter of a 4-part episodic story series. Customize your multiplayer experience with new weapons, maps, and the bonus Wolf character skin, which transforms your guard dog kill streak into a ferocious companion. It's a 72 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $18, 60% off. RoboCop Rogue City Alex Murphy Edition is an action RPG putting you in the boots of old Detroit's iconic cyborg cop, blending first-person combat with RPG-style upgrades and meaningful choices as you patrol a crime-ridden, corruption-plagued city. This edition adds the OCP shotgun sidearm, the damaged armor from the original film, the prototype Auto9 skin, and a 100-page digital art book with developer commentary. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $16, 60% off. Cat Quest, the Furtastic Trilogy, bundles 3 adventures, Cat Quest 1, 2, and 3, into one awesome action RPG collection full of monster battles, dungeon exploration, and quirky side quests. Leap across Felongard to rescue your kidnapped sister, team up as a cat and dog to reclaim thrones in a war-torn kingdom, or sail the 2.5D Caribbean seas as a swashbuckling privateer hunting mythical treasure. It's a 78 average on OpenCritic, average trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 35 hours to get all 3 platinums. For $25, 50% off. Teardown Ultimate Edition is a fully destructible voxel heist game where you plan creative escapes using explosives, vehicles, and environmental destruction across a sprawling campaign of debt, betrayal, and insurance fraud scams. This Ultimate Edition bundles the base game, the Season Pass with the Time Campers, Folk Race, Relics of Barcuna, and the Greenwash Gambit DLC expansions, and a spawnable transforming robot vehicle. It's an 80 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $14, 75% off. Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning Fate Edition is a remastered action RPG from author R.A. Salvatore, Spawn creator Todd McFarlane, and Oblivion lead designer Ken Rolston, delivering deeply customizable combat across a sprawling fantasy world. This edition includes the Fatesworn expansion, adding over 5 hours of new content as you become the epicenter of a catastrophic disruption threatening to unravel the very fabric of the Weave. It's an 81 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 80 hours to platinum. For $20, 50% off. Tales of Grace's F Remastered is an action RPG where childhood friends Asbel, Richard, and Sophie face political turmoil, magical threats, and personal growth across the vibrant world of Affinia. You'll battle using the Style Shift linear motion battle system, switch between arts and burst styles, and explore diverse environments with quality of life improvements like autosave and encounter skipping for smoother gameplay. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 120 hours to platinum. For $18, 40% off, Anima Gate of Memories 1 and 2 Remaster is a third-person action RPG bundle combining two intertwined stories of a mysterious girl and an immortal soul caught in a hidden war that shapes their fates and destinies. Explore a deep fantasy world inspired by the Anima tabletop series, engage in fast-paced combat with a duel system to switch characters seamlessly, and shape branching storylines through your choices. It's a 72 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $15, 55% off, the Don't Starve Mega Pack is the ultimate survival bundle, including both Don't Starve games plus all DLC, expansions, and PS4 themes, with endless secrets across harsh, unpredictable worlds. Explore desert islands, aristocratic pig towns, and giant Rome territory solo, or team up with up to 6 friends online or via split screen and Don't Starve together, crafting and building your way through every peril. It's a 79 average on game rankings, average trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 100 hours to finish both games. For $20, 67% off, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare Gold Edition is a high-octane first-person shooter where players experience futuristic combat using advanced exoskeletons, customizable weapons, and cutting-edge battlefield technology. You'll dive into the full campaign, battle across 4 new multiplayer maps in the Havoc DLC, and survive the intense Exo Zombies co-op mode, mastering futuristic combat strategies along the way. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $24, 40% off, Death Smiles 1 and 2 bundles 3 gothic horror shoot-em-ups set in Gilverado, where adorable angel girls battle across exotic side-scrolling stages, including the original Death Smiles, the upgraded Mega Black Label, and sequel 2X Merry Christmas in Hell. Practice in a comprehensive training mode with customizable settings, then climb online leaderboards as you chase the highest scores across each title's multiple game modes. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 10 out of 10, and about 60 hours to platinum. For $12, 60% off, Oceanhorn 2 Knights of the Lost Realm is an epic action RPG set 1,000 years before the original, sending a young knight across the vast world of Gaia to unite the Auris, Gilfolk, and Arcadians against Warlock Mesmeroth's returning Dark Army. Fight alongside allies Trin and Gen using contextual commands, wield the caster gun, solve clever ancient puzzles, and battle massive bosses across remastered 4K 60fps visuals. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $15, 70% off, Doraemon Story of Seasons is a heartwarming farming RPG set in the land of Natura, where Doraemon and friends help Nobi build a farm, raise animals, and forge bonds with charming townsfolk around the mystical big tree at the heart of it all. Explore the town, go on adventures, catch bugs, and use Doraemon's secret gadgets to assist your everyday life in this nostalgic crossover blending 2 beloved series together. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 120 hours to platinum. For $20, 60% off, Kingdom Coronation Collection is the ultimate bundle of the award-winning strategy series, including Kingdom New Lands, Kingdom 2 Crowns with the Norse Lands and Call of Olympus expansions, and Kingdom 80s. Play as a leader or a monarch exploring procedurally generated realms, recruiting loyal subjects, and protecting your crown from the monstrous greed across this minimalist, beautifully pixelated series. It's a 77 average on OpenCritic, average trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 60 hours to get all 3 platinums. For $22, 70% off, Granblue Fantasy Versus Rising Deluxe Edition is a gorgeous evolution of the anime-inspired fighter, balancing accessibility and depth in a fast-paced, visually striking package. The Deluxe Edition adds 4 color variants and 3 weapon skins per fighter, as well as the Deluxe Character Pass Part 1, adding 6 new fighters to the roster. Lucilius, 2B, Vayne, Beatrix, Versusia, and Vicala bring the total character roster to 34. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. Alright, that's it for today's list, everybody. If you've played any of these already, drop your thoughts in the comments. Your insights help others find great games too, it's not just mine. As always, I want to thank all my channel members for their generous support, but to all you out there who watch, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff as well, thank you. You're the reason I'm still having fun making all these videos every day, and I'm genuinely grateful for each and every one of you out there. If you can spare $1 a month, you get early access to all my videos, and it helps me out more than you know. But I know times are tough out there, so all I do ask is, if you enjoyed the video, hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with any new sale stuff that I put out, leave a like, and comment down below if you've got any of these platinums or plan on going for any of them.